Ladies and gentlemen, there is a universal truth that has echoed through generations across all beliefs and philosophies. The idea that what we do comes back to us. Some call it the law of cause and effect, others call it the law of the universe, but most know it as karma. Have you ever wondered why sometimes life brings unexpected hardships or unexplainable blessings? We often look for reasons outside ourselves, blaming circumstances, luck, or even fate. But the truth is, life is simply responding to the energy we put out into the world. Life has a way of keeping track of everything we do, even when we think no one is watching. Every action, every word, and even every thought carries an energy that travels beyond what we can see. Just like the wind that moves unseen but makes its presence felt, karma operates in ways that are not always obvious, but are undeniably real. It is the silent observer, the constant recorder of our choices, ensuring that everything we put into the world finds its way back to us. We believe that what we do in private has no consequences. We convince ourselves that if no one knows about our dishonesty, our unkind words, or the harm we cause, then it does not matter. But the truth is, life itself is aware. There is no such thing as an action without consequence. Even if we are able to deceive the world, we can never deceive the energy that surrounds us. Imagine walking into an empty room and shouting. For a moment, the room may feel silent, but eventually you will hear your own voice coming back as an echo. Karma works the same way. It may not always return immediately, and it may not always be obvious, but it never fails to bring back what we have sent out. If we have been honest, kind, and compassionate, that energy will return to us in the form of opportunities, peace, and support from unexpected places. If we have been deceitful, selfish, or hurtful, that energy will find its way back as struggles, betrayals, or hardships. There are people who believe they can escape the consequences of their actions because the world has not caught up with them yet. They manipulate others, act unfairly, and break promises, thinking they are in control. But what they do not realize is that they are only delaying the inevitable. The universe may allow them to continue their ways for a while, but eventually, the weight of their choices will catch up. And when it does, it will not be because someone exposed them. It will be because life itself has a way of balancing everything. There are those who wonder why their goodness is not immediately rewarded. They ask, why do I keep giving my best, but life seems unfair? But karma does not operate on human timelines. It does not always bring instant results because real lessons take time. Just as a seed does not grow into a tree overnight, the rewards of goodness take time to bloom. But when they do, they are stronger and more permanent than anything achieved through shortcuts. The question we must ask ourselves is not, is someone watching me, but rather, am I living in a way that brings me peace? Because when we choose honesty over deception, kindness over cruelty, and integrity over convenience, we no longer need to fear karma. Instead, we welcome it, knowing that life will always return to us exactly what we have given. Every action we take sends out a ripple into the universe, setting off a chain reaction that eventually returns to us in one form or another. This is the law of cause and effect, an unbreakable principle that governs life itself. Nothing happens by chance. Everything is a response to something we have done, thought, or intended. Just like a seed planted in the soil, our actions grow into experiences, and we must eventually harvest the results of what we have sown. Many people believe they can act without consequences, assuming that if no one notices their wrongdoings, they are free from accountability. But the universe does not operate on human perceptions. It does not need witnesses, confessions, or proof. It simply responds. When we act with kindness, honesty, and love, life has a way of returning the same energy to us, often in ways we least expect. A good deed may not immediately yield a visible reward, but it creates a pathway for blessings, opportunities, and relationships that support us when we need them the most. On the other hand, if we act with selfishness, cruelty, or deceit, we may not see immediate consequences, but that negativity will find its way back, creating obstacles, betrayals, or struggles. Consider the example of a person who helps others without expecting anything in return. They may not receive gratitude or recognition, but life itself remembers their generosity. One day, when they face hardships, help arrives from an unexpected source. So it may come in the form of an opportunity, a supportive friend, or even a moment of peace in difficult times. Similarly, someone who builds their success by stepping on others may seem to thrive for a while, but eventually, the foundation they have built will crumble. They may face betrayals, losses, or unexpected hardships, not as punishment, but as a result of the energy they have created. This principle applies not only to grand actions, but also to the smallest choices we make daily. A simple act of patience in a frustrating situation can lead to a peaceful resolution. A single dishonest word can create a chain of misunderstandings and conflicts. Even our thoughts, which we assume are private, shape the energy we carry and influence the kind of experiences we attract. The universe is always in motion and it constantly seeks balance. This is why no action goes unnoticed and no intention goes unanswered. We may not always see the results immediately, but nothing we do is ever lost. Life is a mirror, reflecting back what we put into it. If we want happiness, we must give joy to others. If we seek respect, we must offer it first. If we desire peace, we must cultivate it within ourselves. Instead of fearing consequences, we should embrace this truth as an opportunity. Every moment is a chance to plant the right seeds, seeds of love, honesty, and kindness, so that in time, we can reap a life of fulfillment, harmony, and purpose. Our lives are not just shaped by our actions, but by the intentions behind them. Intention is the silent force that guides our destiny, often more powerful than the action itself. The universe does not simply react to what we do, it responds to the energy with which we do it. A seemingly good deed done with a selfish motive may not bring the expected rewards, while a small act of kindness done with a pure heart can transform lives, including our own. Many people believe that as long as they perform good deeds, they will receive good in return. But the truth is, karma is not just about external actions. It is about internal alignment. Two people can donate the same amount of money to charity, yet one might experience deep fulfillment while the other remains restless. Why? Because one gave with sincerity while the other did it for recognition. One acted out of love while the other sought praise. The energy behind an action determines the kind of return it brings. Think about relationships. A person can express love through words, but if their intention is to manipulate or control, that love will eventually turn into conflict, disappointment, or loss. On the other hand, someone who genuinely cares, even in silence, will create bonds that stand the test of time. The universe cannot be deceived by appearances. It recognizes the difference between someone who helps others to be seen as good and someone who helps because they truly care. This is why many people wonder why their good actions do not always bring immediate rewards. They may say, I have always been kind, yet life is unfair to me. But have they been kind because they believe in kindness? Or have they been kind expecting something in return? The moment an act is done with a hidden expectation, it loses its purity. True goodness comes with no conditions, and it is that kind of energy that creates real, lasting positivity. Our intentions shape our experiences. When we face struggles, we can either see them as a burden or as a chance to grow. A person who complains about every challenge will continue to attract hardship, while someone who views struggles as lessons will find hidden blessings in the same situation. The mind is powerful, and the thoughts we carry influence the path we walk. This is why we must be mindful of not just what we do, but why we do it. Every decision, every word, every gesture carries an energy that will return to us in time. If we choose to act with sincerity, patience, and selflessness, we align ourselves with the flow of the universe. Instead of chasing rewards, we start living in a way that naturally attracts them. Rather than asking, what should I do to get good karma? We should ask, am I acting from a place of truth and love? Because when we live with pure intentions, we no longer need to seek rewards. Life itself becomes our greatest blessing. Karma is often misunderstood as a form of punishment, but in reality, it is a teacher. Life does not seek to harm us or make us suffer. It simply presents us with lessons we need to learn. When we repeat the same mistakes, We find ourselves facing the same struggles, not because life is unfair, but because we have not yet understood the message behind our experiences. Until we grow beyond our patterns, karma continues to bring us the same tests in different forms. Consider a person who constantly finds themselves in toxic relationships. They may blame others, believing that they are simply unlucky in love. But the truth is, the universe is not punishing them. It is trying to show them something about themselves. Perhaps they need to set better boundaries, learn self-worth, or heal from past wounds. Until they recognize and change what is within, they will continue to attract the same experiences. The same applies to success and failure. If someone repeatedly faces financial difficulties, instead of asking, "Why does this keep happening to me?" they should ask, "What am I supposed to learn from this?" Perhaps they need to develop better financial habits, practice gratitude for what they have, or let go of limiting beliefs about money. The moment they learn the lesson, the cycle will break and life will open new doors for them. Karma is not about punishment, it is about growth. It is like a strict but fair teacher who keeps giving us the same test until we pass. If we cheat our way through, we may get temporary relief, but we will eventually face the same challenges again. However, if we take responsibility, reflect, and change our approach, we graduate to a new level of life. People resist their lessons, choosing to blame circumstances or others instead of looking within. They think life is unfair, not realizing that fairness is built into the universe. What we receive is always a reflection of what we need to understand. The moment we stop resisting and start embracing the wisdom behind our experiences, everything shifts. Pain is not meant to break us. It is meant to awaken us. Struggles are not meant to push us down. They are meant to push us forward. The universe is not against us. It is guiding us toward becoming the best version of ourselves. But growth requires awareness. It requires us to stop running from our lessons and start listening to what life is trying to teach us. The beauty of karma is that once we learn the lesson, we don't have to suffer through the same experiences again. When we choose honesty over deceit, we no longer have to deal with the consequences of lies. When we choose self-love over toxic attachments, we stop attracting painful relationships. When we choose gratitude over resentment, life gives us more reasons to be thankful. Instead of fearing karma, we should welcome it as a guide. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Every hardship is a lesson in disguise. And when we embrace those lessons, we unlock the true power of transformation. One of the greatest misconceptions about karma is that it delivers immediate results. Many people expect instant rewards for their good deeds or immediate consequences for wrongdoing. But karma does not work on human timelines. It works on the timeline of growth. Just because we do not see immediate results does not mean the universe is not keeping track. Life has a way of unfolding at the right time, ensuring that everything happens when we are truly ready to receive it. We often see people who act dishonestly, yet seem to succeed. This can be frustrating, leading us to question the fairness of life. But what we do not realize is that success built on dishonesty is like a house built on sand. It may stand for a while, but it will eventually collapse. Karma is patient. It allows people to go as far as their actions will take them, but when the time comes, the foundation of their choices will determine whether they rise or fall. No one escapes the energy they create. It simply returns at the moment when it is most impactful. Many wonder why their good actions do not immediately bring rewards. They ask, "Why do I work hard, remain honest, and show kindness, yet I still face struggles?" The answer is simple. Just like a seed takes time to grow into a tree, the results of good actions take time to manifest. A farmer does not plant a seed today and expect fruit tomorrow. They trust the process, knowing that with patience and care, the harvest will come. The same is true for karma. Every good deed, every act of kindness, and every honest effort is a seed planted in the universe. In time, those seeds will bloom into opportunities, happiness, and abundance. Karma does not bring us what we want, but what we need. We may expect success in one area, but the universe may guide us toward a different path that is ultimately better for us. A person who faces repeated failures in a certain career may feel discouraged, but in hindsight, they may realize that life was redirecting them toward something greater. Karma is not about immediate gratification. It is about aligning us with what truly serves our highest good. Another important aspect of karma is that its timing is beyond human control. Many people wait for others to get what they deserve, but focusing on when or how karma will work for someone else only distracts us from our own journey. Instead of waiting for life to punish someone, it is better to focus on our own growth. The best response to injustice is not revenge, but self-improvement. The universe has its own way of balancing things, and we must trust that nothing goes unnoticed. The key to understanding karma is patience. Just because we do not see results now does not mean they are not coming. Life operates with divine timing, ensuring that everything happens at the moment it is meant to. Trust the process, stay true to your path, and know that what is meant for you will always find its way back at exactly the right time. Karma is not just about how we treat others. It is also about how we treat ourselves. The way we think, the way we speak to ourselves, and the way we value or devalue our own existence shapes our reality. Many people spend their lives worrying about external actions, ensuring they are kind to others while neglecting their own inner world. But the truth is, karma does not differentiate between how we treat the world and how we treat ourselves. The energy we cultivate within reflects in every aspect of our lives. Self-doubt, negative self-talk, and a lack of self-worth are forms of energy we send into the universe. If we constantly tell ourselves that we are not good enough, that we do not deserve happiness, or that we are failures, the universe responds accordingly. It does not punish us, but it mirrors back the energy we project. A person who believes they are unworthy of love will subconsciously attract relationships that reinforce that belief. Someone who constantly speaks of failure will find themselves in situations that confirm those fears. Karma is not just an external force. It is an internal cycle, shaping our experiences based on what we choose to believe about ourselves. Many people think that self-love is selfish, but in reality, it is the foundation of a fulfilling life. When we learn to value ourselves, we naturally attract better relationships, opportunities, and experiences. A person who respects themselves will not tolerate toxic situations. Someone who believes in their worth will strive for success without fear. The energy we send to ourselves is just as important as the energy we send to others. If we want kindness from the world, we must first show it to ourselves. If we want respect, we must respect our own boundaries. If we want happiness, we must stop sabotaging our own peace. The way we handle our mistakes also plays a role in our karmic journey. Many people are trapped in guilt, believing that past errors define them. But karma is not about eternal punishment. It is about learning. Holding on to guilt does not change the past. It only keeps us from moving forward. The universe does not demand perfection. It encourages growth. Instead of punishing ourselves for past mistakes, we must focus on making better choices today. Every new day is an opportunity to rewrite our karma, to choose thoughts and actions that align with who we want to become. Gratitude and self-acceptance are powerful karmic tools. When we appreciate what we have, we create space for more abundance. When we accept ourselves, flaws and all, we allow the universe to bring us experiences that align with self-love. A grateful heart attracts joy, just as a self-critical mind attracts struggle. Karma begins within. The energy we give to ourselves is the foundation for the life we build. If we seek peace, we must cultivate it inside first. If we seek love, we must offer it to ourselves before expecting it from others. The universe responds to our inner world, and when we align with self-worth, positivity, and growth, life reflects that energy back in the most beautiful ways. Karma is not a force that exists to punish or reward. It is a mirror that reflects the energy we put into the world. Every thought, every action, and every intention shapes the experiences that come back to us. It is a law that operates beyond human timelines, beyond what is seen or unseen, ensuring that life always maintains its balance. We stop fearing karma and start embracing it. We realize that life is not happening to us, but through us. Our choices, our mindset, and the way we treat ourselves and others determine the path ahead. the more we act with sincerity, kindness, and patience, the more we align ourselves with a life of peace and fulfillment. The journey of karma is not about perfection, but about growth. It is about learning the lessons life presents to us, breaking cycles that no longer serve us, and choosing to act with wisdom instead of impulse. It teaches us that no effort goes unnoticed, that no wrongdoing remains without consequence, and that in the end, everything comes full circle. Instead of waiting for life to balance itself, let us take responsibility for the energy we create. Let us be intentional with our words, mindful of our actions, and kind in our hearts. Because when we align ourselves with truth and love, we no longer have to chase happiness. Life itself becomes the reward.